In this part one, where should I start? Part one of my supernatural encounters, how it all started. Well, how should I say this? It was years ago. I was very young. I can't remember specifically how old I was. Maybe my mother can recall. Maybe my mother can recall because I started seeing things at a very early age before even I was old enough to go to school. Because in DRC, we go to school maybe from the age of, is it 6 or 7? I'm not sure. I've been staying overseas for so long. So I stayed each, I don't know, but if I can recall, I remember it was not even time for me to go to school yet. I was not even aged enough to go to school because at that time we were in another place called uh, Kepushi. Kepushi is in the province of Katanga in the Republic Democratic of Congo. Uh, that's when I started seeing things a lot because when I was, I don't know, only my mother can remember this one because I was pretty much young. The only thing I can remember is I was burned, how I was burned. My feet were burned, how I was taken to the hospital, and the doctor was saying that I'm gonna die, that I was gonna die, and then they were saying that if I survive, I would never walk. So, but that's the time that I started seeing things. Still, I could not talk to my mother because every time I opened my eyes, I could see things and I could discern things and I could sense things, including the death of my little sister who passed at that time. I was very young that time. I remember my little sister. She was just very little by the name Ornella or Ornella. I remember that time when she passed away. Before she passed away, I was seeing things. I was seeing her passing away and everything else, but I couldn't tell anybody because I didn't understand what was going on. And when we relocate to the province to Likasi, I remember I was seeing a lot of things at the same time because I remember there was a time that it became too much that I stopped praying. I stopped praying because I thought like because the more I prayed, the more I saw things. So for me, I thought like it was a bad thing. I didn't know that it was a good thing. As young as I was, and nobody there to mentor me and tell me about these things. So I thought like it was a bad thing because the more I pray, the more my eyes opened, the more I saw things, the more I discerned things. Because I could come towards you like this and touch your food just like this. This was me. And I could touch the food like this, then I could eat just to test the food. Then I could say, you are, you are a witch. That's how I used to be. So a lot of people in my family, they were very uncomfortable with that ability. So I remember one time, even when they wanted to initiate me into witchcraft, they came. But when they came, they tried to take me, then the door disappeared. They couldn't take me out of the house because of the fact that I was seeing too much. So they wanted to initiate me to get me on their side, the witches in the family. But when they came, the door disappeared. They did not get a way to get out with me. So they left me, then they walked out. They walked out. So as I kept on that age, seeing was very easy, but very scary because I could see everything and everyone. So my aunties, you know, those suspicious aunties, they're always there. So they never really liked me. They were uncomfortable with me because in the night we used to see each other. When they come, I could see them. So since they failed to initiate me, the only way out was to kill me. That's why they started by burning me, and I was always sick. If you ask my mother, I was always sick. I was always today in the hospital, tomorrow in the hospital, today in the hospital, tomorrow in the hospital. I was always in the hospital in ICU specifically. What was wrong with me? I don't know. I was always in the hospital. I was always in the hospital and in the ICU. I was always there. The devil tried to kill me a long time ago, but it's been failing. We thank God for the grace. We thank God for the gift of life. We thank God for his protection. We thank God. May the devil also fail to kill you. Whatever he tried, he will fail to kill you. In Jesus' mighty name. So, as I begin to grow, reach the age of going to school, I began to see, I could see charms, I could see things, but I was still scared. At one time, I held up the courage, then I went to tell my mother the things. Then my mother kept quiet because I was screaming in the night. Then my mother came to me, then I told her, then she kept quiet, but she never told me anything. Then, as time goes by, I was hearing the voice. When I became at a certain age, when I was going to primary school in grade 1, grade 2, there it became worse. My visions became worse. I was scared of a lot of people, so I was keeping myself all the time. I was keeping it to myself. I was not always with people. I was always to myself because of the things that I was seeing in the spirit were very much scary. Even in school, I was not so much associating myself with a lot of people in school. I was always keeping it to myself. So I remember that as time went by, I began to hear an audible voice, the audible voice of God. The voice would say this. Then my mother started telling me that no, uh, you are a servant of God. You are a prophet. I told my mother, don't even start with that nonsense. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. I don't want to hear it. Oh, you are a servant of God. I said, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to serve God. Okay? I don't want to serve God. I don't want to have anything to do with God. I'm okay without God. And when you are possessed by the devil, when the devil really is planning to destroy you, your own statement will show that you're possessed with something else. I told my mother, you are, I can't. God, I can't serve God. I can't. I don't want to. So as time went by, the vision became very too much, and seeing and hearing God became too much. So I started telling my mother about the things that I was seeing. Then my mother was like, and the nightmare that I was having in the middle of the night, the visions. Then she was like, God, you are chosen of God. You have the ability, the grace to see the future way before it happens. That's what she said to me. I said, the future? Yeah, because I remember this time I saw that I had a very big projector. Once I switched it on, I could see in another continent. From continent to continent, I could see very far. Then I said, what is this nonsense that I'm seeing? She said, the grace and ability God has given you to see very far in the spiritual realm. I said, my mother, you start again. Please stop with your nonsense. Until I came to South Africa. When I came to South Africa, I called her. I said, I had another vision. She said, what? I said, I'm seeing my father passing away. But I'm seeing that when he passed away, I was not there. I was overseas. And I was stuck overseas. And I failed to come. But I'm seeing myself coming back years later to DRC. And I'm seeing myself going to the grave where you buried my father. And I'm seeing myself coming back home very much rich and serving God, a servant of God. Then my mother, she said, you have seen the future. You have seen well. My son, God called you to serve him. You are a prophet of God. I say, my mother, stop again, please. You with your nonsense, please stop. So, as time went by, my father passed away. She called me. She said, do you remember? I said, yeah, I remember. And at that time, I was stuck. No money for a bus or air ticket to go back to mourn my father. I was stuck. I couldn't go. I couldn't go. For me, why I never took the calling also very easily because maybe I came from a family. I didn't come from a poor family. Not because of that. The reason why maybe I was resisting God because uh, I came from a family, not a poor family. My father was a multimillionaire. He was not a poor person. We were very rich. We had everything. We had fleets of cars. We had fleets of cars, fleets of mansions, fleets of houses, fleets of plots of land, fleets of shops, supermarkets, fleets. And our money, when we were counting it, we would take the money from all the big shops, then we would put it inside the room, then we would start counting it for days. We were not sleeping, we were just busy counting the money, counting the money. Sometimes we get tired, we use the money as a blanket. Yeah, that's the kind of life we're living. You count the money, you get tired, you use the money as a blanket. Sometimes you use the money as a badge and a blanket at the very same time. Because because of the business, a lot of businesses for my father that he was running, so there was always money at home. Sometimes we would pile money in boxes like this. You would enter the house, you think like these are boxes of eggs. No, they were not boxes of eggs. All of those boxes were full of cash inside. Full of cash inside. After counting it, we put inside. We know that in this box there is 5 million. In this box there is 10 million. We pile up boxes after boxes from floor to ceiling, just cash. So I always wanted to be bigger and better than my father in business. I wanted to go beyond where my father ever went in business. And thank God, God allowed me to do business. And I would do business. Because He didn't allow me to work, but He allowed me to do business. And He has given me businesses to do. And I will do them exactly that. And I'm going to venture into one after the other, and I'll venture into that. So, because of that, I always thought like the money would never run out because that money is too much. So when I came here after he passed away, everything, the money finished everything. I didn't have anywhere else to go because I saw from a childhood, every time there was trouble, my mother always goes on the knees. So I saw what my mother was doing, so I went on the knees too. Because now there's trouble. Like some of you, you only wait for trouble before you seek God. I was also like that once, like you. Not knowing that that's what God wanted to use to capture me, to arrest me, to use me for you, for your sake. So I went, I started seeking God, I started seeking God. Then I took some DVD players. As I came here, the situation became so tough and rough. Besides, the financial situation became so tough after my father passed away. So I stayed here. I was on my own. But 3 years earlier, my sister left. They went back to DRC. They were asking me to go with them. But God said to me, "You're not going. If you go there, you're going to die. So stay here until I tell you that it's time to go." So I stayed overseas here, and God was raising me. My sister left. They were the only family that I had here. So I stayed alone. Then I kept on seeking God on my own until God started connecting me to people. Then God started connecting me to other nationalities. God started connecting me to other nationalities and other people. Because at that time, I didn't even know no English. Then God started teaching me English. God said to me, "I'll teach you English supernaturally." Yes. So that's how He started teaching me English. And then, afterward, He started using me. He started using me. Then, in 2014, I backslided. I backslided because the man of God who was supposed to be my mentor at that time came to me and lied to me and said to me that don't read the Bible, don't pray anymore, don't fast anymore. God say it's done. You have done everything. You never fast again. You never read the Bible again. You never pray again. From now on, stop everything. I didn't know that. The devil possessed him. I didn't know that. So when I stopped that, I stopped praying. My prayer life went down. My fasting life down. My hunger for God down. I went back to the world, backslided. Every form of sin you can think of, I was there. Now wait for the other part, for part 2, for you to hear the whole story.